Earlier this week, we told you about a disturbing case out of Auburn. A young black man was attacked and just left for dead in what police are calling a hate crime. Julian Tuimaga has been charged with assault and malicious harassment after police say he attacked Deshaun Horn with a baseball bat about 2 weeks ago. Tonight, we are hearing from Deshaun's family about what happened. Hopefully this can be a teachable moment for our entire community, and I want to take this time to welcome LaDonna Horn and Rodney King. Thank you both so much for your time and for coming in.
Thank you.
I want you to tell us about your son, your nephew, the man he is, and then we can get into what happened that night.
Deshaun is a lovable kid, a father, a worker, a hard worker. He does a lot for the community. He's just an all-around lovable type of person, very kind. His character's well, and I want to cry.
LaDonna, how's Deshaun doing right now?
Right now, he's progressing. He's currently breathing on his own. He's off the ventilators. He's moving his feet. He's wiggling. You know, he raises his hands and everything. Some movements, they're saying it could just be the brain, you know, storming. And some movements is his own. He's starting to move his mouth. He's yawning a lot now. He wasn't doing that before. But they still don't know. The doctors can't really give you a time. It's just gonna be 3 to 6 months is what they're saying.
I was watching the press conference and I listened to everything you both had to say, and honestly my heart broke when I just heard the words that you guys spoke. To see your son the way he is right now, and what I heard you say in that press conference was that you teach your family members and you taught them about love and loving everyone. Just talk to me about the emotions that you have as a mom, and then I want to hear your side as well.
Most definitely.
Well, you know, my mom taught us how to love, you know, so that's one thing that I instill in all 3 of my children is love and kindness. And I am a Christian. We go to church, and, you know, you just don't know when your child's going to go out there and face the enemy like that. You would expect somebody to treat you how you want to be treated. So it's hard. It's hard to see my son in this situation. It's hard to look at him in that hospital bed, not saying, hi, Mom, you know, good morning, because he lived with me. It's hard to see him. He can't move his arms or his legs. I'm used to him running, talking, laughing. He's like the life of the party. He's always bringing everybody together, you know, so it's very hard to see him like that. I'm angry, I'm mad, I'm upset, I'm hurt. I'm really hurt by all this.
Now, Mr. King, tell us what happened that day, that night, from what you guys understand.
So from what we were told, you know, and what came out in the police charging papers was, you know, Deshaun met a young woman when he went out to a Seattle nightclub on January 20th. They hit it off. They liked each other. They went home together. You know, Deshaun didn't realize that he was going into an episode of Get Out, okay?
You're talking about the movie.
The movie Get Out is pretty much like a real life version where he went there, you know, she still lived with her parents. She had a brother with the, you know, the baseball bat that ended up, you know, putting us in this situation. So as he was departing the following day, she had contacted a Lyft driver for him. Julian, you know, approached the Lyft driver, asked him, who are you here to pick up? The Lyft driver confirmed that, you know, his sister had in fact made the call. Julian approached the Lyft driver with bat in hand. So once he got the information from the Lyft driver, he confirmed that, you know, that it was for his sister. He went to the side of his house where his sister has a side entrance where, you know, based on her age, I guess she had like a mother-in-law unit in the house, you know, that's giving her independence, I would assume. And so as my nephew was departing from the side of the house, he was then approached by Julian, who hit him on the back of his head twice, who then proceeded to hit him on his back and on his legs. From what the police report read, Deshaun took a hit to his head and still found the strength to actually stumble some more before he actually found himself laid out like on the street. The Lyft driver witnessed the whole incident. He proceeded to drive down 2 houses where he called 911. That Lyft driver,
Thank you.
thank you. You saved my nephew's life.
Yes.
If it wasn't for him, my nephew could have died in Lakeland Hills, not too far from where I reside. Never would have thought, you know, this would come so close to home, where my nephew could actually die on the streets that he actually played catch on, you know, with my kids.
Now, I mean, this whole situation is very disturbing from everything that you've told us and that we understand in terms of what took place. We also read that the N-word was used, and we're just going to keep it to that, just that the N-word was used. But how can this serve as a teachable moment for our entire community? And then also, how can people help out your family if you guys are in need right now?
All right, but based on the fact that he used the N-word, he made this a hate crime. Right. Something that you didn't think that we knew about occurring in the state of Washington. When they presented it to us, the prosecuting attorney and the detective, you know, handling the case, they said malicious harassment. It was a term that was foreign to us. We never heard that term. We were like, well, how come you're not just saying what it actually is? Because it encompasses so much. When he decided that he was going to try to end my nephew's life, okay, he's getting charged assault 1. He tried to end my nephew's life on January 20th, 3 days after his brother's birthday. He had my nephew laying prone after he caught him, you know, with a cowardly act. Didn't give him a chance to, you know, face him, you know, like a man. And he proceeded to say, "This is what we do to you, nigger." N-word, sorry. "This is how we deal with you, boy. I bet you ain't gonna have your N-words come around here again." As he's talking to my nephew as he's laying prone in rockery, you know, when just on his actual pavement, on his property. How is he such a coward where he can say such things that he couldn't say when my nephew was, you know, walking past him?
How can this serve as a teachable moment? Last question here. It
could serve as a teachable moment, you know, basically to this young generation that we have. They almost are, you know, certain that just because they befriend other people that aren't African American, that gives them the right to say the word N-word. Definitely, sorry about earlier. With "ga" versus okay? They don't realize that that word is not accepted when they bring that same kid to their house, because their fathers, their uncles, their aunties, their cousins, their big cousins, they're from a different generation where we use the word N-word, you know, because we know it's a word that is not to be used, period. So it's a teachable moment based on the fact that we can realize that there still is this type of hate in this world. We have, I was reading something that the University of Washington professor posted the other day, that we think that, you know, there's only white supremacy in the eastern part of the state, when in fact, it's right here in Western Washington as well. And there was over 260 hate crimes, you know, within like the last year, right in, you know, the Seattle metropolitan area.
Rodney, LaDonna, we're going to have to stop right there. Thank you both so much for sharing your story.
You.
Appreciate you.
And we'll be right back.